These guys' whole job is to present something, unfortunately. And I'm just not a presenter. If you ask me a question, I'm just gonna tell you the truth of how it went. Katt Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious.
Ice Cube just sent a strong warning to Katt Williams to keep his name out his mouth after Katt exposed and humiliated him in an explosive interview with Shanon Sharpe. Katt revealed in the interview that Ice and the other producers of the movie Friday after next tried to force him to film a scene of him getting saved by Terry Crews's character Damon because they thought it would be funny to see a black man getting violated by another black man. Katt said he was disgusted that Ice Cube and the producers would even suggest for him to film a scene like that, especially since the movie was supposed to be a comedy film and there was nothing comedic about getting and now that Ice Cube got exposed, he's clapped back in a lengthy video where he straight up denied the allegations and seemingly suggested that Katt was lying.
The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
The whole situation is a mess, and it also reveals just how sick and twisted some of these men in Hollywood actually are behind the scenes. So if you've been on social media the past few days, then you've definitely seen Katt Williams trending a lot since his explosive 3-hour interview with Shanon Sharpe, where he basically put everybody's business out there and called out every celebrity you can think of for their nasty behavior, including Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer's Steve Harvey, and Ludacris. At some point in the interview, Katt dragged Ricky Smiley for filth while addressing the comments Ricky made some time ago, claiming that Katt was supposed to play Santa Claus in Friday After Next, and he was supposed to play the role of Money Mike, but Katt pulled some strings and stole the role from him. Katt debunked the rumors and said the reason why the role of Money Mike ended up being given to him was because Ricky had a bad attitude on set and would constantly complain to anyone who would listen.
What he told everybody was, Katt Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this.
Now this is where things get even more interesting, because while Katt was speaking about this, he also recalled the time Ice Cube and the producers of the movie tried to get him to film a scene of him getting cornered by Terry Crews in the bathroom, and then getting essayed by him because they thought the scene would be hilarious. Katt said he was strongly against this and told Ice and the producers that there was no way he was going to film that, because there was absolutely nothing funny about someone getting egged. Katt also said this was a big risk on his part because this was his first ever movie, and they made him feel like he was being too demanding.
He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
He also said he had to rewrite the entire movie because it had so many graphic details like this inside of it, which he wasn't very happy with.
Truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy.
Right.
Where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was gonna play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that? Here's the thing. I wrote it. What I'm saying if I did it and I did a good job at it, you can thank me. I was involved.
Right.
I'm not gonna come later on and tell you, I never even read the whole script. So how you know what roles, what? What do you mean you never read the like, these guys' whole job is to present something, unfortunately. And I'm just not a presenter. If you ask me a question, I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
He also exposed Terry for trying to force him to take the role as it was without changing anything about it. But he still stood his ground and refused to do it unless the scenes were cut out. He later talked about how he got blackballed after forcing the producers to make all those changes to the movie, and from that point on, all of the movies he was supposed to be doing were handed over to Kevin Hart because he was willing to do them just as they were without changing anything about them.
Terry Crews also said that you guys had a lot of conversation, that this was your opportunity and you needed to seize this moment.
Terry had the benefit of having been in some very high-profile situations already and took L's. Like, he had been in the league, you know what I mean? He had done pro wrestling. He had done a lot of things. He had been televised and some things that hadn't worked.
Right.
And this was just fortuitous for him. And now you know what nobody has ever said in the whole industry in 20 years about, you know, the whole Money Mike not getting in the bathroom.
Right.
So I understood going in that there's no reason. I lost for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it out, and then I can do it? Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem, and then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was, and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now, after this, people started going off on Ice Cube, and the heat got so bad that he ended up posting a whole 9 minutes long video addressing everything Katt had said in the interview. He started off by saying that Ricky was in fact originally cast as Money Mike in the movie, but after they went through the auditions, they realized he was more fit for the role of Santa Claus, so they gave him that role instead and gave Katt the role of Money Mike. He also slammed Katt for lying about rewriting the entire movie and claimed Katt was only allowed to make a few minor changes to the script to help make it better.